Okay, so it's just after sunrise and we've been on foot looking for any sign of the Ximungwe female's den. It's been a morning of spiderwebs and dirt and long grass, but Dean and Josh coming to pick us up in the vehicle just around the corner from us. They've just bumped into 2 leopards lying up in a marula tree, and so we're just staying back. We don't want to go any closer. We'll probably scare the leopards. They'll come down from the tree if they see us coming on foot. So we're waiting for the vehicle to come get us, and then we're going to go and see exactly who it is. Who we got?
I think it's Londolozi and Ximungwe female.
License still, please. After navigating some serious terrain, the leopards popped down the road and they've crossed straight into another really thick block where we're not going to follow. We're going to leave it to the other guys. We've done our share. The question now is whether the Ximungwe female still has cubs, because we know she did about a week ago. Just because she's mating with the Senegal bushmale doesn't necessarily mean she's lost the cubs. Females will do this if they encounter a male. They'll just throw him off the scent, as it were, just to kind of keep him invested in the paternity. So this isn't a sure sign that she's lost the cubs. More than likely they're still fine, but we just got to find the new den, which maybe she'll lead the guys to this morning. But we're going to leave. Yeah, I think we've done our share of off-roading for a while.
You get it back in, G?
Yeah. Needs to be tightened.
We just pulled looks like one of the water pipes off on a branch, so I'm just trying to put it back on.
Yeah, you can literally see where you're playing with that pipe.
Okay.
The other one that you said was solid was that green one.
Yeah. So as we were crashing through the bushes after the leopards went over a tree, and we've disconnected one of the pipes, the water pipes that goes into the main part of the engine.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
to start a morning workout, pushing a Land Rover down Airstrip West.
I think they must be golden, because you'd see it.
Yeah.
Alright. Rub that thing in the way. This morning we're watching a elephant cow busy stripping off the bark from a marula tree. What she's trying to do is actually get into the cambium layer, which is the softer inner bark that's the transport system. Transports a lot of the water and minerals from the ground up through to the leaves, where they can then photosynthesize and transpire. We've been seeing this quite a lot in the last few weeks. Not too sure exactly why. Maybe this time of year there's a lot more nutrients or a lot more minerals being transported, maybe because there's a lot of moisture around. That cambium layer is thick and lush. It's packed with a lot of nutrients and a lot of goodness. So the hopes for this tree is that she doesn't ring bark the entire tree, because then it can still survive. It'll form these calloused scars around the edge of the bark that has been stripped, and still will be able to transport some nutrients and water to the leaves. But if she strips it the whole way around, sadly she'll end up ring barking and killing the tree. Essentially the transport system is no longer intact, and the tree will then sadly die. So she's pretty much taken off the last little section of bark there. Her job here is done, and sadly the destructive nature of elephants will end up in this tree dying. See a lot of the destruction here. This is all the much harder outer bark, but what she's looking for is these softer little strands of the inner bark, the cambium layer. You can see all the damage from the tusks where they've scraped the tree all the way up, and so sadly, as you can see, this goes right the way around. And yeah, I guess it's the end of this marula tree, but just the cycle of life out here.
So it's been a great bird morning. We've just come across an African harrier hawk, or Ximungwe is the old name. It's a predatory bird. It's a specialist nest raider. So we can see it flapping around in a marula tree, and these birds, they're almost double jointed in their legs. They can reach right into a tree cavity to grab a little chick from a nest. In this case, this one's been mobbed by a lilac-breasted roller, and rollers will nest in hollow trees like it looks like this harrier hawk was probing. So quite possibly there's something going on there. Well, actually, wait, when do rollers nest? I don't know. Rollers, they do have a peak breeding over the summer. The main breeding season's past, but they will breed at any time of the year, so there's always the possibility there were chicks in there. But the harrier hawk came away empty-handed, so either the cavity was too deep for it to reach in, or there weren't any chicks to start off with, and the roller was just mobbing it because it's a predator. So they'll float from tree to tree. They've got very broad wings. They don't have to fly particularly fast to hunt because their prey is fairly stationary in a nest. And they just kind of float around tree to tree, probing, searching, looking in cavities, and that's how they get their meal. So yeah, it's amazing. The whole world of raptors is fascinating because all the different niches are filled. Getting the whole spectrum of Londolozi raptors this morning. So as sightings go, we don't always need a lot of action for there to be excitement. In this case, the Ximungwe female has got an impala kill stashed in the grass just behind the vehicle here. She's lying about 40 meters that way in the long grass, fairly poor visibility at the moment. But the exciting thing is Guy, who found her this morning, he followed her to the kill, and he said it looked like she has suckle marks. So a couple of weeks ago, we believed that she had cubs, or a cub at least. This is almost certain confirmation that she does, for a couple of reasons. A, he could see what looked like suckle marks, although they weren't all that distinct. But B, the fact that she's returning to the kill. We had rain last night, so she doesn't have to go far to get water like she normally would. She could go 50 meters, there'll be some puddles around here. But she came from a good few hundred meters away down towards the Mushibin riverbed and walked all the way back up to this kill. So most likely the cubs or cub is in that direction. What's also likely is that it's probably too small to be brought to a kill for the first time, so it's less than 10 weeks old. Very exciting. So we're going to sit this one out for an hour or two, see if she goes back to the den. If not, now that we know that the kill's here, we're going to come back again this afternoon and sit with her once more to see if she leads us back to a cub. Hopefully she gets this kill hoisted tonight. There's not that many good trees close by to hoist in, but we're just going to play this one out and see what happens. Okay, the hyena's run off, and she's just very carefully looking to see if it's still around. She wants to go back to where the kill is, just down here. Yeah, here she is. I think she's going to the kill now. So I don't know why she's not just going to grab the kill to move it. There's a chance for her to run up a tree, hoist it. Here she goes, hang on.
Stand by.
Okay, so we left the Ximungwe female earlier. She was still feeding on the kill. The hyena didn't rob all of it, thank goodness. It took a leg and it walked off, and that seemed to be enough for it for the moment. She's apparently back there now. Guys arrived this afternoon. She wasn't there. Now she's returned to the kill. She's come back up from, sounds like the Mashabin riverbed was where they first saw her returning. So what we're going to do now is join Shadrach and Kabela on tracks. Shadrach is apparently backtracking where she came from, and we're going to see if we can find where she's keeping her cubs. We probably won't see them. We're hoping to backtrack her to a rocky outcrop or some place where she could stash little leopards. So that's the afternoon goal. Okay, we've come to join Shadrach on foot. So where they first saw the Ximungwe female this morning, she was coming up just back here on a prominent game path. Very, very hard ground, almost like gravel, so it's very difficult to see tracks. So Shadrach's just checking the drainage line here, the little riverbed.
I can try to check maybe further up.
There are some rocky areas further down. Might be a good place to stash cubs, but also tough going because leopards tread so delicately. Sometimes you're following them and they're leaving no tracks, even though it looks like the sand is very soft. Okay, so that's what handheld radios are for. Guy just radioed us and said no, she's left the kill. She's heading straight for us, so just got back to the vehicle in time. She's going to be walking down the road at any second. Should come right past us. Okay, so she's crossed over in a kind of impossible section. We've looped all the way around, and Shadrach and I are just trying to parallel her on the far side, but it's very thick. Okay, so we're back on foot. Lost her in half a heartbeat in that thickness, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of luck to just bump her again walking through this block. So Nick is looping around to the far side to see if she comes out there. Shadrach and I are just going to see if we can find her tracks, just to get a direction from where we lost her. Come here. Okay, Shadrach's hopped back on the tracker seat because if she carries on the way she was going, she would pop out on this road we're on. So we're just going very carefully to make sure we don't miss any tracks crossing over. Most likely now that it looks like she's lost the bulk of the kill from earlier, she'll just make a beeline straight back to the den, wherever it might be. So we don't want to miss her.